Hello, YouTubers, family and friends. This is Lilybeth, my queen wife for 10 years now. We're married long ago in 2015, and our anniversary is going to be April this year, right, hon?
Yep.
And you can put your hand away from your mouth. It's okay. You're beautiful. You should put your hand away from your
You're
mouth.
always doing that to me.
So, welcome back to the channel, guys. My wife and I are here in the Tower office, and we're going to be going through a important subject of the CRBA and U.S. passport for our child, our 4-year-old child, Leonardo.
From me.
Yes, and that's one child we've had together since we were married. And like I say, he's 4, he'll be 5 in September. So it's one big important thing that we wanted to complete. And some people say, oh, he's already too old. Well, no, it's just whatever the parents decide, the timing and when they want to get their CRBA, which is their Counselor Report of Birth Abroad. That's what that stands for. And then if you choose, you can also get your child a U.S. passport at the same time, which is kind of confusing to me because they say in many of the documents from the U.S. Embassy that you can't get your child's first passport if he was born abroad until you get that certification. So I don't see how, because we won't get the certificate until a couple weeks to a month later. And so maybe if they can just say one day, because we have an appointment that we made in our case for Cebu. So really we live in the island of Mindanao, which is south of the Visayas and the island of where Cebu is. So that's the U.S. consulate that we're going to be going to. It's a huge hassle for us to go to Manila. Plus, it's just 10 times the people there, and it's a big, huge problem for us. So we're going to go to Cebu, and we're just running you through our experience, what we're running into as problems, and we made travel arrangements already, right, hon? On the ferry. What's the name of the ferry?
Starlight.
Starlight Ferry. That's correct. And we've taken that ferry lines. We went to Cebu a little over a year ago when I had my toe amputated, and we went to the hospital over there in the ACE hospital in Cebu, and it was a good experience for us as far as hospitals go in the Philippines, because we paid part of the bill with credit card and we paid part of the bill with cash. And they were very professional there compared to some of the public hospitals, because we went to a public hospital maybe 8 months before that, and it was an absolute nightmare. And they actually hold you like a prisoner there and make sure that they have your IV installed so you cannot escape until you pay the bill. Whether you intend on paying it, which most people obviously do intend on paying their bill, but they want to make sure that it's all paid in full, and they'll do everything in their power to delay you as much as they possibly can and make you take tests that you do not need just to try to suck more money out of you. That's our experience with the public hospitals in the Philippines. So, but the ACE hospital is a private hospital, and it was night and day difference. So we're happy we went there.
It's very less of stress.
Yes.
For us.
So anyways, I don't want to belay this any longer. Let's continue on this CRBA and U.S. passport. Go ahead and take a screenshot of the whiteboard here if you like, if any of this information is going to help you with you and your child trying to get a Counselor Report of Birth Abroad or the first passport of your child. So first thing you ought to do out of the 7 things there is your checklist. Here's a checklist right here that I printed out from the U.S. Embassy website. And all you do is you go through the checklist, and I'm not going to read all of them. You guys can print out your own checklist of all the requirements and things that you need to do, and you also need to bring the checklist already filled out, all the check marks and all the boxes, so they know that you've completed all the steps for the requirements. So the biggest question we got as far as the application, the ECRBA, which is your electronic application, and then there's a paper-based application. And the application form is your DS 2029. And on the second page of your checklist, here at the very bottom right, it said, because we're going to Cebu, it says, at the U.S. Consular Agency in Cebu, as of June 2024, paper-based applications are not accepted at the Consular Agency CRBA. Well, that is kind of a shock to us, because when you go online to the embassy website to do an electronic CRBA, you can only do an electronic application if you're going to the destination of the U.S. Embassy in Manila. So if you can't do an electronic online for Cebu, and you can't do a paper-based application for Cebu, how are you supposed to get your CRBA done? That's the problem and the big, huge question that we have in our minds right now. So I really appreciate if any of you watching this had your own experience. If you could give us a heads up in the comments, I'd really appreciate that. So let's move on to the next one. So what we've already planned, right, hon, is if we get to our appointment and they won't accept our paper-based application and all our documentation, well, then we're just going to have to find out exactly what we're supposed to do, and then postpone the whole thing for a year.
Yeah, and at least we can get idea of it when we get there.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to tell us if they're going to fail us, right? They're going to have to tell us, because all their paperwork is contradictory to us. So I don't know. Hopefully they're going to accept the paper base, but I'm going to go ahead, and we talked about this last night when discussing this problem. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the electronic one also online for Manila, even though our appointment we've already made for Cebu. So we'll be covered on the electronic side and the paper-based side. We'll have both of them done. So we'll just see what happens when we show up for the appointment. And then let's just keep going down the list. Otherwise this video is going to get way too long, guys. Sorry about that. Number 3, schedule your in-person appointment, Manila or Cebu. So, like I say, we've already made our appointments for Cebu, and we made an appointment for 2 days back to back. So one day, the first day we get there for appointment, it's going to be for the CRBA and all our applications and everything we'll have with us. And then the very next day, we're going to do the U.S. Passport for both my son and me, because I need a renewal also on my U.S. passport. So we have 2 appointments for the second day. And we're hoping that we'll be able to complete all this. We're going to do our best to get all the application and all the documentations, everything that we need, right, hon? Mm-hmm. And my wife just got done. We just went to our little town near us and got all the photographs. So let's talk about that next. And that's on the list here, the next one. For documents, it says in the checklist you need 2x2 photos, and then when you get to the places that take your photo in the Philippines, they'll ask you, what do you want, 2x2 or passport size photo. Well, the passport size photo are way smaller than a 2x2 photo.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, don't take the passport size photos, take the 2x2 photos, because that's exactly what it says in the checklist here. Right here. So you need 2 passport photos, but each size has to be 2 inches by 2 inches. So you guys really have to read between the lines there. On there they say passport photo, but it has to be 2 inches by 2 inches. So just make darn sure that you measure your sizes before you leave the photo shop to make sure you have the right size.
Yeah.
So that could be a deal breaker for some people. And the second thing on documents that we're having a problem with is that I only have one form of ID. My wife has several, but they have to be photo IDs.
Yeah.
So the only photo ID I have is my passport. I have a driver's license, but it just went expired. So I didn't think I had a second photo ID. But
The reason.
look, we were digging and I found that I have a blood identification card that has my photo on it and a date and stuff that we got in Cebu several years ago.
Yes, and we thought that he's the only my husband have only one ID available for that. So I told him we should try to get a national police clearance for your second ID.
Yeah.
Because they're going to put there's a photo of you of that also. So we just go there and they asked the blood type. That's the reason why he found out that he have other ID in his
Yeah.
wallet. It's like angel, like it's a God do something to find a way. Oh, hey, you have ID in your wallet. Please take a look. Oh my God.
Yeah. So now I have three
Green,
photo IDs because, like Lilibet just said, we went to the police station and got a Philippines police clearance, and I just gave my passport, and then they took all the information off my passport, and then they run a clearance, and the report came back, no record found for my name. So
We just need to be sure, really.
yeah, so
It could be screwed, but
like the checklist says, make sure you have two photo IDs each parent. So now we do, because we got those extra ones now. Then for payment, for it's credit card or cash, depending on where you're at. Everything I've read so far says that you can either use one or both. So either one, cash or credit card, they accept at both Manila and Cebu. So we're going to bring cash and credit card just to make sure that we have all our bases covered. And for the CRBA, it's $135. And for the passport, it's $130, I believe.
135.
Yeah, 135 and 130. So, and that's for like the passports. That's two different. Like on this bottom number 7, it's the form DS11 you have to fill out for the child that's never had a passport before. So our son will fill that one out, and then this is for my renewal of my passport. It's a DS82, and it takes anywhere from 2 to 6, sometimes 8 weeks at the longest for you to get your passport back. It should be around 30 days on average that you're going to get your passport back, at least for the renewal. I don't know for our sons, but it doesn't really matter.
How many weeks is that?
Anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks.
Okay. Well,
Depending on the
maybe-
way it is in the Philippines.
Is that for Leonardo?
For
Or for
for
you?
both of us, but usually the renewal is quicker because
Yeah, just like mine.
it's just a renewal.
It's
So
mine before it's like less than 2 weeks.
yeah. Okay, so the only one we haven't talked about much is the travel. You can either take a plane or a ferry boat. We're going to take a ferry boat, and we paid I think around $25 or $30 each for the
$30.
yeah for the ferry boat ride, and that's only one way, right?
Two-way. Oh no, one way.
Yeah,
Yes.
one
but
way.
We pay both back.
Yeah, so it's $50 to $60 a piece for an adult for a round trip from where we're coming from, which is DePeton. That's the closest port to us, DePeton, and then so that's round trip to Cebu, between 50 and 60, and it was half price for Leonardo. He's 4 years old, so. That's about all I can say for now about all that stuff, except for the hotels. The closest hotel that I've stayed in many times when I first started coming to Philippines in Manila is the Bayview Park Hotel. It's right across from the U.S. Embassy in
It's very
Manila.
convenient.
Yeah, and then in Cebu, the Waterfront Hotel and Casino is actually the building that the Cebu U.S. Embassy Consulate is located in the same building. So, but it's the booking, we had a heck of a time. We only have one night booked for there, and then we had to move hotels because it's unavailable for the other 2 nights we wanted to stay. Because we have 2 days back-to-back appointments there, and then we have to move to another hotel. But it's really close to there. The Elizabeth Hotel is the other hotel. So that's about it, guys. I'm not. I covered pretty much everything that is affecting us in this journey to try to get my son his certificate of foreign birth and our passports taken care of, and we'll be doing some videos on the ferry and then while we're there, so we'll keep you guys updated on what we're doing. Hun, do you have anything else to add?
Well, I'm just hoping my mind talking God of it to help us to get through this
Yeah,
matter.
because in the Philippines you never know.
Yes. Only Him can give us a good miracle of it. That everything goes well.
Yeah.
That we cannot we don't have any problem with it. But I don't know. God's will. That's why God's will. So we have to pray for that. And please help us to pray for that also.
You're right.
My son can
You're right, huh?
get that.
Prayers help big time,
Yes,
and a lot of times I'll just get frustrated, and then I'll start doing a cuss words, and I'm like, what am I doing? I need to just calm down and focus on and pray, and God's going to get us through it. So
no one can beat the power of God.
that's right.
No one.
Okay, guys, there's what we had going. Take a snapshot of that if you like, and that's it for this video. We'll keep you updated on what we're doing. So love you guys. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.